Hello everyone, I'm Kirsty. Welcome to Heart's Humble Homestead. Today I'm going to be making toffee apples or candy apples depending on where you're from. I'm going to start by grabbing a bit of beetroot. These ones are only small but will do to make some dye. Natural food colouring for the toffee apples. That will do, I think. Now I'm going to grab some apples. One's a bit damaged, I'll give that to the chickens. These red ones won't even need food colouring added. And get a couple of these as well. For the sticks I'm going to use a broken apple branch, but lollipop sticks can be used if you don't have one of these. I'm going to start by making the red dye from beetroot. You can just use food colouring or leave it out altogether if you don't want to do this step. You can also dehydrate it by peeling and grating and dehydrating it and blending it into a powder and using it like a powder. But I'm just going to cut smallish chunks because I'm using it today. As you can see, it's making a lovely dye already. So I'm just going to cover, not too much, just until it's just about covered in water. And then I'm just going to simmer them until they are tender. We don't want to over boil it so the liquid boils away, because that is our dye. That's reduced quite a lot now, so I'm going to pop it through a sieve and see how much we've got. I've heated this kilner jar up first so it doesn't explode on me. It's a lovely bed. I'll strain the rest of that out in a bit. And there is our natural food colouring. I've got about 120ml there. If you have any left after this, you can pop it in ice cube trays and freeze it, so you can use it another time. The beetroot that's left can just be used as normal. It does have its skin on, but it can easily peel away now it's cooked. That's fine cooling, or you can add it hot. It's already created a nice red, so hopefully the apples are going to go a nice red too. If you have bought your apples from a shop, they may have a waxy coating on. So to get rid of that, just put the apples in a bowl, pour over boiling water, don't leave it any more than 10 seconds because we don't want it cooking. Pour it off and just scrub dry with a tea towel or a rough cloth. And that's it. So I've just picked these. So these will be fine to be used like this. So I've got some apple twigs. I've removed the stalk. I'm just going to pop these into the apples. I've had them soaking in some lemon juice. Do this if you're using lollipop sticks too. It just stops the apples going brown. That's one. I'll come back when they're all done. That's them ready. So we're going to move on to this bit. So in this pan I've got 300 grams of sugar, and to that I'm going to add 75ml of liquid. So with me using liquid colouring, this will be a mix of water and the red dye that we've just made. So I'm going to start with some of this. So I'll do 20ml of that, of the food colouring, and I'll work it up to 75 with water. There we go. I'm going to put that on simmer just until it's dissolved. And then we are going to boil it to a hard crack stage. So if you've got a cooking thermometer, like a jam thermometer, it's this part here, the hard crack stage. So it's just under 150 degrees C, or just under 300 degrees Fahrenheit. If you don't have that, what you can do is boil it and then get a bit on a spoon, pop it in a bowl of cold water, and if it sets instantly and can crack between your fingers, it is ready. If not, it needs a bit longer. That lovely red colour. That's nearly dissolved now. That's all dissolved now. So I'm going to turn it up and bring it to the boil. You don't have to stir this, but I don't feel comfortable not, so I always give it the occasional stir. It's going up, and we need it to get up to the hard crack stage. It's been going a few minutes and it's up, just about up to the jam stage, but still a bit to go. I will work it out cost wise from what it's cost me, because we have our own apples, and I'll try and work out the fuel cost as well, and I'll look on some shopping apps and see how much it would cost if you were buying the lollipop sticks and the apples, and see if we can get it cheaper than what it costs in the shops for a toffee apple. When I looked, it was about 80p. I'm not sure what that is in dollars and above, so I will find out, and I'll just pop it there on the screen for you. We are very, very close to hard crack now, so I'm going to get a bit on a spoon and show you how you can tell if you don't have a thermometer. I'm just going to drop that in there. And it has set straight away, completely solid. So we know that's done. So I'm going to turn it off the heat. If it's still soft, just pop it in a bit longer. That is completely done. Right, this bit requires a lot of caution because it is very hot, hotter than boiling. I'm going to get my apple and coat it. bit that won't go on there, so I'm just going to spoon a bit on. And pop it on a lined baking tray. 1. 2. I think with some of these apples being quite large, I'm only going to get 4 out of this mix, but it will do 6 regular size apples. There are our toffee apples. I'll just let them set and then we'll give them a try. And just a few minutes later, these are done. There is our toffee apple. They are best eaten the same day, but they can go a day or 2 if you keep them in the fridge. But they will start getting sticky again. As you can see, they are completely hard. Oh, hold on. Nice chunky bit on that one at the bottom, nice bit of toffee. This strand here, don't worry, that's not a hair, that's a really thin strand of sugar. That is of the toffee. Just so you know how hard it dries. There we go, that's a bit off one of the bottoms. Lovely. Hope you enjoyed this video, everybody. Thank you for watching. Bye.